All right. Welcome to Capital Culture. I'm your host, Christopher Wheeler, and today we've got a special one for you. But if you've been enjoying the interviews, please make sure to like and subscribe. Now, I'm sitting with a comedy pioneer in the Toronto scene, and I'm sure we're all sitting at home wondering when we're going to get another Toronto Western. Well, I have the answers for you on this podcast because today we are sitting with The6atsix.
Hey, what's going on, man?
I'm doing good, yo. Thanks for rolling through. I have a good interview for you today, but I'm excited for this one, you know? So I usually start off and ask all my guests this question. It's a simple question. Gets the interview started off on the right foot. So let me ask you this. Who is the 6atsix?
Wheeler with the philosophical.
Yeah, I wanted to go deep.
You want to delve within my soul, do you? I'm a Toronto comedian, an intellectual. You know, a lot smarter than I look. Yeah, I mean, I like to spread positivity, man. That's who I am. You know.
No, 100%.
I like to make people laugh and. I like to poke fun at things, and I don't conform. I'm just me. I'm authentically me, unapologetically me. Yeah,
like I've seen you from the jump, you know, and like one of the things you just mentioned there, you are quite intelligent. Now I kind of want to just bring this up because you kind of brushed on it just there. You see how well spoken you are, how creative you are. When you were younger, because you just said I'm smarter than I look. When you were younger, did you get the face tattoos, or was that a conscious decision, or like, you know, because you are smart, but obviously we know society did.
Yeah, I grew up in Scarborough. I was born in Bleecker, grew up in Scarborough, so my surroundings, I'm a product of. I said that backwards. I'm a product of my environment. So, yeah, you know, growing up. All my friends had tattoos, you know, everybody smoked weed. Like, it was just the social norm, you know? So, you know, stepping outside of my culture of, like, you know, where I was raised, yeah, you know, a lot of people don't have face tattoos, but for me, it was okay. I don't even see them.
Yeah.
Saying?
And did coming in, like, growing up, I'm seeing, like, did you see the stigma that came with them? Because maybe when you were younger, because you go into different rooms, you know, and some take
I gotta tell you, Wheeler, as a black man covered in tattoos, yeah, I've seen the fucking stigma, bud.
Okay. So no. You just brushed on your childhood. Describe it for me, if you could. What was it like growing up for Brendan?
My childhood is surprising. I mean, I moved all over the city constantly. My mom was a struggling single mother raising 3 biracial kids. So, I mean, as a white woman raising black kids, she was all over the place. Yeah. You know, I was in group homes and foster care, and it's a wonder that I took my positive. Yeah. You know, I took all the negative shit that happened in my childhood and turned it to a positive avenue because shit could have went way sideways.
No, for sure. So, what age were you where you're like, fuck, like I gotta go a different direction? Were you walking a fine line when you were growing up?
I was.
Because group homes are hard. I've dated girls when they were younger. They went through group homes, and like it's a hard journey. So, what was yours like?
Yeah, I was in a group home with Biz Loke back in the day. There's a little fun fact, you know.
No way.
So yeah, we were in the hood, man. Like it was not an easy upbringing, you know. And then, like I said, the stigma with, you know, being black and having tattoos at such a young age.
What did your mother say? Was she against it?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well.
When I walked into the door with... My first tattoo was on my neck. So when I walked in with my neck tattoo...
That's where you got your first tat?
Yeah, no.
That is aggressive.
I know, right?
No way.
I know, snapping stuff.
Was it that big black one?
I had BMW, my initials on my neck. And... Yeah.
Vroom vroom.
No, I got an ass whooping still. I was 16, so yeah, but like you know, it is what it is, right? I wouldn't trade these experiences for anything because it's what molded me to be me.
So let's shift a little bit. Like now we kind of have a painting of your upbringing. How did you gravitate towards content creation, and how did you kind of start making sketch comedy, and maybe speak on some of your inspirations as well?
Yeah, well, like you said, or like you asked prior, when did I realize like that I was walking a fine line? I was about 22, and I was still selling dope and, you know, just living a street life, you know, and came to the realization that like I was smarter than most of my peers, especially when it came to English and science. I really love, another little fun fact about me, space and time travel and
Well, I don't want to interrupt you, but there's some trivia that involves space later, so you're probably gonna ace it. Oh, yeah, bring that up. Bring that up.
Yeah, I'm a huge nerd for space and the theory of time travel and that sort of stuff. So I realized that if I kept doing what I was doing, I was either going to end up dead or in jail. And I mean, it doesn't take a fucking brain surgeon to figure that out. We can swear, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. It doesn't take a brain surgeon to figure that out. So I was like, I need to shift my energy because I'm putting my energy into the street. And
yes. Was there a mentor that kind of was your own realization?
It was my own realization. So I paid for school. I paid for culinary with dope money and started going to school, and then I got my first job as a sous chef, and I fucking hated it because it's like, we need 7 chicken parmesans, 3 steaks, and 4 fucking salads, and you're not getting the tips. All the sexy waitresses are getting tips. You're fucking slaving over a stove for $15 an hour.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I was like, yo, I made more money selling dope. So I quit, and then I started doing tattooing, and because I draw, and
okay.
I hated tattooing because people are fidgety and they're fucking, and I'm more of a sensitive individual where I'm like worried about hurting people.
Yes.
So I was like, you know what, fuck this, I can't tattoo people, I can't fucking cook, and in the midst of being a tattoo artist, I don't know what rhyme or reason, I did a weather report in the studio.
The CP24 one?
Yeah, I don't know why, but like back in 2015 when Instagram was like old looking.
Yes, yes.
Put a picture up on the.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Instagram was mad old, and back then I got like 15 likes and 4 comments, and back then that was a big deal.
You know when the names went to numbers, you know, you have to have like 11 names. You got 11 likes? I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I'm up.
And that was it. I was like, yo, 14 likes and 6 comments?
So we're on to something here.
Yeah, so I was doing weather reports 3 times a day from the first one. And I don't know why.
Okay.
But I was just like, I'm going to do weather reports.
So were you always skilled in content creation? Because like it takes a little bit of editing. So did you just start learning editing from the first upload?
Everything came organically. So yeah, like at first it was 15 seconds, no edit, just straight.
Okay. Yeah.
Good morning, Toronto, and that started becoming my thing. I guess my catchphrase. People. Good morning. So, but yeah. Editing came with it, right? And then I was like, I want to make things better. How do I make things better? I go to YouTube. I found out that I needed to fucking get editing software. Now I need a computer. So
so
everything snowballed.
It sounds like by the time you're 25, you went through 3 professions: dope dealer, sous chef, and then finally getting to
tattoo artist.
Yeah, tattoo artist, and then finally finding something that fits. So to even have that drive to at least know in yourself that I got to try a few things to find your
and it's and like you said, it's okay to do that.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to not know what you want to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Gary Vee is the man for that.
100%, 110%.
Oh, you're 39.
I'll ride with that to like 35, 33, but like, some of the, I really like him too because I think he pushes people to do what they want to enjoy, and I feel like I'm a firm believer of like, well, I want to make as much money as possible, but I'd rather do something that I really enjoy and get paid for than pour cement. Well, maybe I'd have the girls serving coffee. Oh, that was the fun. You know what I'm saying. But so I like him for that reason, in the sense that he pushes people to chase their passion. Mm-hmm. Now, one thing I kind of want to know is, you're so established now, we see where you're headed. Where would you like to see the content creation go for you? Because I know you got so big, you were trying to push for a Netflix show there. You were really trying to.
It's still about Bibbidi and SK.
Okay.
That's where I want to go. That's where I want to take it. Bibbidi and SK is my Ren and Stimpy, is my Beavis and Butthead, it's the comedic duo of Toronto.
Agreed. Would you? I might want to say might be the Gusher Gang. So hard too, though.
Gusher's Gang goes hard, but I really do feel like that is something that belongs in the animated space. Whereas
isn't it Bibbidi?
Bibbidi
has the weird face.
Is the alien and the Scarborough nigga.
Okay.
SK and Bibbidi, right?
So when can you see yourself pushing that a little forward? I know you've kind of put them on hold before. We were talking that off camera. So when do you think you're going to push that a little forward? And
I've been really developing a script and developing a Bible, a pitch deck, if you will, for major streaming platforms, and that's something that it like no M&M, you get one shot. You know what I mean? It's like, if you drop a fucking single and it bombs, your second shot at dropping another single isn't really as good. You
100%.
get one shot.
Yeah. So you're being meticulous.
So I'm I'm meticulous, methodical, and I'm a perfectionist, especially in the aspect of my art, and I want to flesh this universe out and these characters to a level that is undeniable to somebody who I'm gonna be literally across the table asking for fucking $500,000 or some obscene amount of money to start a season, right?
Absolutely.
Because it's not something that is like a one-off. It is something that I want to build that it already has a fandom. But I want to build it on a Netflix budget, on a Hulu, any of the major streaming platform labels, right? So. Okay.
Because it's interesting to see that, because Professor X, I don't know if you're very familiar with him, but he's a director out of Toronto, and he just got funding for a Toronto show. So I don't.
Director X. This guy said Professor X.
Did I say Professor? Shit. Yo, we keep that in.
100% keeping that in the edit.
I wouldn't know, bro. Whatever, yo. Cut that.
Because I went.
I thought I did something. Bring that up.
I need Director X, his face on Professor X's body in the edit. 100%.
Okay, so let me take it from the top. We still rolling here. Director X just got funding for a show in Toronto called Robin Hood. Mm-hmm. So if you see someone like that do it, it's definitely possible. So my next question to you is, how long have you had your baby in your creative in the incubator, and when do you plan to pitch? Do you have a date?
Well, last summer was when I really took Bibbidi and SK to another level. And I was in front of my computer day in and day out for weeks editing, and I edited some fire. Like, I edited some undeniable, like, there's something here. And I did that with Snapchat filters, After Effects, and Premiere Pro, and I did it myself. Now, with that being said, I'm talking 15 hours a day editing. Like, it was a lot of work. So if I want to take it to the next level, we're talking about having a camera crew and stuff. So
So you want to film a pilot before your pitch, correct? Is that what I'm getting? What I'm hearing in the sense?
I want to, but I also would prefer to film the pilot with the pitch's money. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's a catch-22. If I bring them a pilot, they might want to reshoot the pilot. Then the pilot that I shot is irrelevant.
Two birds with one stone kind of deal.
Right? So, and then again, on top of that, if I bring them the Bible, the pitch deck, and
we'll call it the Bible. Fuck it.
Yeah, if I bring it to them and explain the universe, and they say we love this, they might want to switch some things up. So, there's one route that saves money. There's another.
So
route
in your head, it's like okay. By May, I want to be pitching. By August, you're dancing right now. So I'm gonna try and make you stick to something.
By summer of next year, I want to be shooting.
So July next year, you're gonna be in action.
I want to be.
Okay.
I want to have a crew. I want to have dedicated people that see the vision and understand where we're going with it. And that's like a lot of with famous people is people have. Teams, one person takes care of PR, the other person takes care of public, PR.
Yeah.
The other person is an editor. The other person handles solely the YouTube and social media aspects.
Absolutely.
I need that fucking team, dog.
So you have to still assemble, contact people. There's still a couple steps.
Assemble,
yes, absolutely. Okay. Two things I want to touch on as well. How do you, especially these two questions are kind of tied in together because I feel like you were proactive when you saw this happen to you. At the beginning of your Toronto career, you were living in Toronto, correct? Mm-hmm. But you made a conscious decision to move out of Toronto because I don't want to say, I kind of think I know, but why did you move out of Toronto? And the second follow-up is how do you stay motivated now that you've moved out?
Well, I left Toronto for a relationship. The relationship didn't work out, and then from there I went up north. At the time, I was struggling with alcoholism, and
Yeah.
Another fun fact: I'm 15 months sober. So thank you.
Oh, that's big. No water in that vodka, eh? No vodka in that water. Excuse me.
As bad as the Professor X one.
Yeah. I can't miss today.
But no, 15 months sober, and leaving the city was probably one of the best things I'd ever done, which is funny that you structured the question like this. Yeah. Good on you. Good fucking interview skills.
I got one.
Yeah, so with leaving the city, I left all of my friends and all the peer pressure. Not like
sounds like toxicity.
Yeah,
when you even did the friend, speak about it.
Because there are a lot of people out here that really don't give a fuck about you, and you need to take time to yourself. Sometimes in life, just as humans, to recalibrate and figure out what direction you want to go. And at the time, like I said, I was struggling a lot with drinking and making poor decisions. And leaving this city and clearing my mind in sobriety really opened my eyes to the fact that I was putting myself in situations with people that didn't care for me, genuinely me, not me at the party, like me,
Yeah, I know that
calling me on a Tuesday, yo, mental health check, you good?
Yeah.
I didn't have that in my life. So leaving the city and finding myself was the most important fucking thing, and I'm so happy I did. I love Toronto, and I always will. I've got it tattooed all over me. I fucking live and breathe, and I represent Toronto to the fullest. But when it comes time to heal, you gotta make decisions that benefit you and not
your audience or whatever kind of deal. Did you get a little flack for you're not even in Toronto anymore and you're making Toronto content?
Of course I did, but those are the people that you need to cut off.
Absolutely.
Do you see what I'm saying?
No, 100%.
If you can't understand why, on an intellectual and spiritual level, why I needed to get out of that, then you're truthfully just a hater.
What would you consider up until this point your biggest accolade? And then I feel like you brushed on it, but if you could go into detail, that's what people kind of want to hear. Your biggest accolade, and then if you want to share your lowest moment, if you remember that day, and then how you bounce back from it. We'll start with your accolade, though. Sunshine. Then we'll go to the rain.
I mean, being on Cardi B's album cover was definitely a big one. You know, even it's funny, I was literally at dinner the other day, and one of the servers comes up to me and she's like, "Are you that guy?" That was on Cardi B's album cover on Instagram.
Crazy.
The6atsix, and I'm like, yeah,
that's
me. Oh my god.
Yeah, that's me, big dog.
So that was, and Cardi B was mad cool too. Like, you know, we had fun. Like, you know, it was cool, but I'm talking about her off camera.
Yeah, it's much different.
She's chill, bro. She's like one of the guys, and it was vibes, you know?
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was definitely a good time. And then we go from that to one of my lowest moments.
Yeah.
Probably about 16 months ago, 17 months ago, so just a year and a half ago. Drinking. I had gotten to the point that I was drinking way more than I had any business drinking, like 2 6s to 40 pounders a day, you know? And I was...
Vodka, what was your...
Vodka.
Okay.
And I was getting to a point where I didn't even... And the thing is like, I'm so... I don't know what it is, but I could hide it. Like, nobody knew.
Functional.
Yeah. And it was like, it was...
Do you think that might be because we both have very loud personalities, and they always might assume that, oh, it's just being himself kind of deal, you know? So it might be a little easier to mask.
Yeah. And it was... I've also grown so used to hiding it because of the years prior of social media, of being in the public eye. I realized and found out how to hide this addiction.
Yes.
And on top of that, alcohol is socially acceptable. So it's not like I'm out here smoking fucking dope or something, you know what I'm saying? Like,
no, 100%.
We're drinking, everybody drinks.
You can blend in quite easily if you know how to.
So, but yeah, I rented a fucking 2022 Dodge Charger, fully loaded. Yeah.
There's your camera.
Sexy car. But at my lowest, I remember going back to take that fucking car back and opening the car door, and like 7 or 8 like empty fucking bottles fell out of the car.
You just kind of
I couldn't even like stand, and I sat down like just realized, yo,
you need to.
I gotta fucking stop. And that was the last time I ever touched alcohol.
Well, congratulations, first of all, and thank you for sharing that, because I know it's a deep shit story, and
you gotta drop the background music.
Yeah, don't worry, I got you, yo, John, bring in those, John, bring in those violins, but okay, now we're kind of getting to the latter half here, and I've got some interesting questions, and then we're gonna move into the game segment, because that's where we're gonna be laughing a lot.
Cool.
But let me ask you a few more questions here. If you could start your life over again, would you live it the same way, or what would you change?
I mean, yeah, I'd want to start over again. Who wouldn't? I don't know.
What about this? I give you 10 million, or you can restart your life.
I'd restart my life without question. No, wait. Do I get to retain the knowledge and wisdom I've accumulated?
Absolutely.
In this
Yeah. So you think that's worth more than 10 million?
Back?
Got you.
Fuck your 10 million, bud. I'm going back. I'm going back.
Okay, interesting.
This brain in a 2-year-old's head, bro. I'd be fucking unstoppable.
If you could go back and tell your younger self one thing, what would it be? Other than buy Bitcoin.
Just let go of the trauma. Let go of the things that fucking hurt. Let go. Just let go of it. Because when you... This is becoming a really deep fucking conversation.
This is what we're doing.
Up.
Don't worry, bro. We got both.
Shying away from the real fucking questions here.
Come on.
I would say, yeah, don't let your trauma dictate your happiness. You know what I'm saying? Let go of the trauma that hurts you and that keeps you stagnant. Because that's a big thing that even, I'm sure that's so fucking relatable, but everybody doesn't want to talk about it. There's so much shit that has happened that keeps you just frozen. Mentally, emotionally, even when it comes down to just sitting on the couch and you're just thinking about that or something that happened in your life.
Yeah.
That would be the thing to myself that I would say, because I feel like that is...
almost like be kinder to yourself when you're talking to yourself internally.
Yeah, you know, like just fucking let go of the trauma, because holding on to it is what continues to create anxiety and depression and pain.
Well, I think that's a great way to sign off, but before we sign off, I'm going to give you your camera right there. If there's a message to your fans, supporters, family, what's to come, anything to come up, I'll leave the message right there, and then we're gonna jump into the fun segment and we're gonna have some laughs. So don't worry, we gonna get popping. So there's your camera. Go ahead.
Mad love to everybody. I appreciate everyone who supported me over the years and years. Fuck, it's been what, 7-8 years now of social media content. So I appreciate everyone for all the support and. Just continue to do that.
Like, comment, and subscribe. Christopher Wheeler, The6atsix, signing off. We'll see you in the next segment.
It's money, baby!
You already know. Catch you at Wheeler or Deal It. See ya.